This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, sweeps to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, sweeps down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's got it! Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
The San Francisco 49ers. We can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What is going on, faithfuls? It's your boys, Mike and Tony, and we are here to bring you guys another fun-filled episode of Nothing But Niners. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, shapes, and sizes, the San Francisco 49ers have officially clinched their playoff spot for the 2025-2026 season. Make some freaking noise out there, y'all. Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. Huh? Thanks to the Steelers for going out there and knocking out those freaking bum behind Lions. By the way, the Lions aren't technically eliminated, right? From my understanding, it's just a hard road ahead for them to even make it to the postseason, but they can't stop us from getting there. Baby Tony, what's going on with you, big dog? How you feeling, man?
Well, I'm just relaxing on the couch right now.
How can you be relaxed with the Niners clinching right now, man? Like, what?
Huh?
I said, how can you be relaxed when the Niners just clinch? Like, I'm like on cloud 9 right now, bro.
Thanks to medicine.
That is true. That is true. All right, let's get us on this screen like this, and then let's change up the background here as well. Boom and boom. All right, I like that a lot more than how we had it. So I'm going to run through some formalities really quick, guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm going to get to you all in a little bit as well. By the way, stay tuned. We got another show coming to you guys live right after this one. We're going to be joined by my guys Matt and Zach of 49ers Hive. So you guys don't go anywhere. We are planning on coming to you guys again, all right? If this is your first time here on the YouTube page, man, take a look at what's going across the bottom of the screen right now. If you're watching on the vertical version, it's at the top of the screen, okay? So it depends on how you're looking at it. But right now, there's 3 things we need you guys to do. Hit the like button on this episode. Subscribe to this channel, and then turn on your notifications so you know exactly when we're going live, okay? Not all shows give you a 2 days head start or a 3 day head start. Some of them don't even give you a 20-minute head start, all right? So make sure you got your notifications turned on. All notifications must be turned on because I found out that YouTube does some tricky thing where it's just like, hey, we'll let them know you did a show. Doesn't let you know when we're going live unless you have all the notifications turned on, all right? Go to our Patreon page, guys. This is the place to be if you want all the action, all my behind-the-scene thoughts, all of my real football takes where I don't have to sit around and be PC and cater to somebody's feelings. I might offend somebody. I go over there and keep it real, keep it raw. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. Also, there's a lot of times where people want to go somewhere and watch the football game. They're like, man, Mike, like, I don't want to subscribe to Sunday Ticket. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. $5 tier or higher. That's all you need, guys, and we'll take care of the rest from there, okay? Follow us on some of our social media platforms. We're going to start with Snapchat and X. Those handles are Nothing But 9ERS. And then last but certainly not least, we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch, and those handles are Nothing But Niners. On Twitch, it is now Nothing_But_Niners, okay? I think I got all that out the way, man. Tony, man, you said you're feeling good. The people from Nothing But Niners haven't heard from you in quite some time. What do you want to update us on, man? I mean, we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about the season so far. I mean, where do you want to start? You want to start with, like, personal updates? You just want to just jump into it? Like, what's up, man?
We'll just jump into the Niners. I'm not going down that street.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Good.
Well, so all right. So then let's go. Let's just go ahead and get started, man. We haven't seen you in a while, so let's first start by the way this team is right now. I think the last time we saw you, Tony, if I'm being honest, I think we were contemplating whether or not how much longer of a leash Brock Purdy had. I think the last time you were on, it was a bad half for Brock Purdy against
Carolina.
Was it the Panthers? Yeah, it was the Panthers, right? It was a bad half. And I asked, yeah, it was. And I asked straight up at that time, I said, hey, Tony, man, should the Niners bench him in the second half? You said, Mike, give him one more series. You said it. And since then, he hasn't really looked back, man. What has been your assessment of Brock Purdy since that Panthers game, man? He's kind of been on fire.
Listen, I think he finally got into a rhythm, I guess, maybe he's comfortable with his receivers. I don't know what it is. But thank God he moved on from that performance versus Carolina, where we were all a little like, what's going on here? But I'm glad they clinched the playoffs, but we have something to worry about tomorrow. It's a primetime game. And Purdy hasn't exactly been the best in primetime football. So that's what I'm a little bit concerned about. But listen, they're in the playoffs. It's great. Now they got to show up and do their job. Now it's all about whether they want to be home for the whole playoffs. They got to win out. They got to beat that Chicago team, and they got to beat Seattle. So,
well, it starts with Indy first, though, man. Let's not. I don't want to jump past it.
I'm saying after, they have Indy, Chicago, then Seattle. If they want that number one seed, they got to beat all those teams, and that's the only.
Do you want them to get the number one seed, Tony?
Huh?
Do you want them to get the number one seed?
I would like to see it. It's tough, but I would like to see it because the Super Bowl's there, and they get the week off, and it's only 2 games instead of 3. So, it's something that you can win the NFC Championship, and then in 2 weeks you're playing in the Super Bowl on the same field. But I got to be honest with you. While we're talking about this, I found that they're going to be in the visitors' locker room if they win the Super Bowl. How screwed up is that?
Well, because the location is determined, yes, but the AFC and NFC, AFC is the home team this year. And so the Niners, whoever's going to be the NFC representative will be in the visiting team's locker room. I mean, hey, man, change it up a little bit. Huh?
How did they figure out who the home team is?
It's based off of the winner from the previous season, if I'm not mistaken. So the NFC won last year, so AFC is a home team now. It's all fake. I mean, the tickets are sold. You know what I'm saying? It's more formality than anything else. But yeah. So here, let's stay here for a second, right? You're saying, yeah, you kind of want the home field advantage because the Super Bowl's in our house, but I think home field advantage or not, the Super Bowl is still in our house, and if we get there, we get there. So here's my concern, bro. I had some money, a little bit of money, like literally $1 and some change on a series of games, and one game in particular that a lot of people felt strongly about just wasn't going my way, and that was the Denver Broncos versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Denver just couldn't seem to get it right. And the Broncos lost today, and I do think that the Broncos are a better team than the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do, especially at home. Their loss today is exactly why I don't want the Niners to run the table, Tony. This is going to sound blasphemous. I know no 49ers fans should say this. You want to win it all. But I don't want us to get to the postseason and be one and done. So while, yeah, there would be a bye week in there and you get some time off if you get the number one seed, the Broncos, including their bye, had just come off of winning 11 games in a row. That streak kind of has to come to it. It's really tough in the NFL to win that many games in a row.
Yeah.
If the Niners finish this season undefeated and they do earn that number one seed, that will be a total of 10 games straight. Then you got to get to the playoffs and win 3 more to win the Super Bowl. That's 13 games. I kind of want to just get the loss out the way so we can regroup, refocus, retool, and then go out there and smash heads. What are your thoughts on that? Am I crazy for feeling that way?
I mean, no and yes, but my thing is this: what happens if they get beat and they just don't recover from it? I know it's tough to win that many games in a row. 100%. I agree with you. But I rather see them with the top seed, with the week off, for the simple fact that it's one less playoff game that they have to play. And, if they don't win the 1 seed, they're probably going to be, 5, 6, or 7, depending on how it finishes out. You don't know what you're going to get in the wild card. So you can get a team that's streaking in the wild card, and the Niners are coming off a loss. You don't know how to look at it. It can go either way. I just personal preference. I think they can use a week rest, and they don't have to travel, right? Because we all know the concerns with Purdy and inclement weather, right? Everyone talks about it. Well, always have to go to Green Bay, or Chicago, where it's -5 degrees. Could they win? Yeah, maybe they could. But I'd rather have it I'd rather let them control their destiny. Let them go. Let them do what they do, and that's that. Like, that's the way. Oh, that hurt. Oh,
I hear you.
Damn,
I am completely terrified of the Niners winning out, bro. I'm not kidding. 13 games in a row is just insane. And then I don't know if this is true. I haven't fact checked it. I just saw a comment pop up in here from Raphael, who also has a question for you. We'll get back to that in a second. It says every time the Niners had the number 1 seed, they lost in the Super Bowl. He said, call it superstition, but I don't like the Niners having the 1st seed. But it is a nice perk nonetheless. And see, it would be cool if it was like the number 2 seed also got the bye, which I don't understand how the NFL introduced an extra playoff team and then one less team gets a bye. That shit never made any sense to me. But I digress. Like you now have all of a sudden hurt the team that comes in second in their conference. It doesn't make any sense to me by introducing another team. It's weird. But anyways, here we are. Well, yeah, but like it just
they're adding a team, they're adding a game in the wild card. It's all about money with this league.
It's a terrible thing that they've done with this. And like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, Raphael, but it feels that way, right? And then, like I said, to just go on that kind of run. What if there was a way for us to win the number 1 seed and take a loss? Like if all the teams ahead of us also lose their very next game and then we went out after that, right? Like I would feel better. I'm not opposed to the number 1 seed. I'm just opposed to winning straight through and then going into the playoffs. Like now that we know that we clinched, this run defense here's the other question from Raphael. Let me just go ahead and say this, right? He says, Tony, how concerned are you about the run defense? And I'm glad that he asked this question to you, not to me. We're getting some help back, right? So the Renardo Green has neck issues since the last game, and he's not going to be playing this week. Ricky Pearsall won't even travel with the team for the game this week, so he's not close enough to return. Eric Kendricks has been back at practice for the last 3 practices. He looks good. He looks like he's going to be making his appearance as a 49er. And then Sam Okwanu had a good week and looks like he's going to be back as well. The Niners are going to get some help on that defensive line, Tony, but with them or without them, how does that run defense make you feel? And I think
it's a concern, 100% a concern, right? It hasn't been the same since we sustained all the injuries. But like the sad thing is, right? Like, and I put this in our group chat. Oh, the 49ers are coming back to strength. They're getting Tatum Bethune back, Gross Matos potentially. Kendricks is going to be eventually brought up from the practice squad. Another dude, Elliott, coming back from injury. Everyone I just named were all backups in the beginning of the season. So they're the backups that are now the starters because of the front guys in front of them were injured. So my thing is this, right? And I like the move of Kendricks because it gives you that solid veteran presence in that defense, in that huddle, on that field. I think what you're going to see now is they're going to sprinkle in a 3 linebacker look with Bethune, with Kendricks, and with what's that dude's name?
Winters.
I think that's going to be the 3 linebackers that they're going to try to do versus the playoff for the playoff run and to push into the season, into the playoff season, postseason. because like I said, you're going to improve versus the run, and it's going to solidify the center of that defense, the second level of that defense. It might not be great against the pass, but it's ways that they're going to help this rush defense. They're going to have a big test tomorrow night, a very big test. Indianapolis's offensive line is pretty damn solid, even though they lost their 2 tackles that won't be playing this week. But man, Jonathan Taylor, when he gets a full head of steam, and he's a dude you got to wrap because he will bounce off you. But back to the question, how concerned I am. It is a concern, but I feel a little bit better with guys like Bethune coming back, Kendricks coming back, Elliott coming back, Kendricks being added into the lineup in the rotation, Elliott coming back, potentially your Tier Gross Matos coming back, Sam O coming back. So guys that were being pressed into larger roles that were backups are going to now revert back to backups, and the starters will be coming back, and it'll give them an opportunity to have more fresh legs and a more deeper rotation versus the run as pass rushers. So it's I think this game, damn it, with Taylor is going to be a good test for this defense to see exactly like where they're at right now. First game back, you got a lot of pieces back. Let's see where they're at. But yeah, I mean, look, this is no cakewalk tomorrow. They got a great tight end. They got a great running back. They have 2 solid receivers. And I'm telling you now, those safeties will be tested. They're going to be tested in this game. They're going to be tested versus Chicago. They're going to be tested versus Seattle. And sure as shit, they're going to be tested in the playoffs. So this team's got 3 weeks to get their shit together and come together as a unit, swarm, all gas, no brakes, as Salah says, and hit their stride going into the playoffs. That's why personally, I rather get that bye week and have to win 2 games, even though it's harder, because let's say they lose a game, right, and now they're ranked the 5th or 6th seed, they get knocked out in the first round anyway. So I'd rather get that 1 bye, get that defense coming, and let's go, 2 games, bro. 2 games to the Super Bowl. Let's get it.
I hear you. I mean, look, and I see people going back and forth in the comments, so it's cool. Just something to think about out there, guys. There's no right or wrong answer here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird thing. I do know that the Niners are a streaky team, right? Like we win. We haven't had back-to-back losses. I feel like if we go ahead and get a loss out the way, even if it's like the game against Seattle type of thing, right? Like let's say we beat the Colts and we beat the Bears, right? And then you go out there and you lose against Seattle, right? Who cares? Especially if like it's not going to change our seeding or position or anything like that. Which is impossible. It literally would be for the first spot unless other teams have lost already. You lose going into the postseason. We haven't lost 2 games all year long. I'm riding with that momentum, right? I like that momentum. We haven't lost back-to-back games all year long, all year. So it's going to be interesting to see how things shake out. Tony, we mentioned some of those players coming back. Kyle noted in his recent presser that Curtis Robinson is back out there. He said his performances have looked pretty good. What are your takeaways of Curtis Robinson? What are your thoughts on him? I noticed you mentioned Bethune. You did not mention Curtis Robinson. I feel like you got a different feeling about him than most people.
Well, I think Curtis Robinson is going to return back to his special teams role. That's only going to help the special teams. I think their special teams are playing really good right now, and you have the opportunity to add well, not add because they were playing both anyway, but for them to strictly focus on Robinson with special teams, Gifford with special teams, it's only going to improve it, right? The Rams special teams are struggling. Seattle special teams is, nothing to write home about. And I think the Niners special teams are peaking right now at the right time. And that's very important. And now they have the opportunity to add 2 guys that could strictly focus on the special teams. I think Curtis Robinson did as best as he could to fill in as the Mike, but clearly there's a drop off between him and Bethune. Obviously, him and Warner, and you notice there was a drop off from Fred to Bethune, but I think the drop off from Bethune to Robinson was bigger. It was more damaging to our defense. So it's not a knock against him. I don't see him as a true Mike. I see him more of as an outside type linebacker, but. Listen, the depth is there now. Bethune's back. They're adding Kendricks. You got Winters. There's pieces there. And that's why, like, a lot of people, like, I saw on Twitter, people are saying, like, why'd they put Martin on IR for a concussion. Well, honestly, with now the pieces that have been added to the linebacker room or cleared back from the linebacker room from injury, Martin's isn't inactive. So why don't you just stash him for the year? He had a little playing experience under his belt. He does have a concussion. He hasn't been cleared from the protocol yet. And now you have an opportunity to kick up either Kendricks or Gross Matos and add another piece to the defensive line. So I'm not concerned about with the rookie being put on the IR. But I think right now with Elliott back, especially they're deeper on the interior defensive line, I think they could – listen, they're not going to be a top 5 rush defense, but I think it's going to be improved. The pieces that came back, it's going to help them enough to be a mid-level defense, maybe 15 to 19 versus the run, because right now they're at 32 because of all the injuries, or 31, I think. They got to make that jump. They got to play together. They have to gel. And as long as this team swarms to the ball, I think the run defense will be okay. It's just they can't get gashed in the middle. And I think that's where having Elliott back this week, because we didn't have him last week, and you saw what happened, but having Elliott back this week will help that rotation inside. Also, the 2 young dudes are stepping up and starting to improve their play, especially Collins, CJ
Weston, yeah.
So now they're going to have fresh legs. They're not going to be forced to play more snaps than what they're really used to. And it's going to help Huff with Sam O back. Huff ain't going to be the primary pass rusher, right? So now, they're going to
Keon White, yeah. They've got some numbers on that line now, yeah.
There's depth now, and that's what you need for the playoff. You need fresh defensive linemen and a rotation to come back, and you just got to they got to put it together, and they got to make a push now. And that's why, I know what you're saying. It's tough to win that many in a row, but I think that week could really help this team, because you got to remember they had a very late bye this year, and now they're making their second win. They're making their second push. And if they can get another break in there and not have to travel, I think that could help the team out. Yeah. But you're right, it is tough to win that many in a row. But like I said, they can lose versus Seattle and get knocked out the first round. So,
all right. So let's flip it to the other side. You talked about some of the defensive line players and linebackers coming back. On the other side, we got a little bit of trouble happening here. There's this injury that's lingering with Spencer Burford. You got Connor Colby maybe getting in there. And one of the things that Kyle Shanahan talked about was, in addition to Connor Colby, but like Jake Tungus and those guys getting some experience from having to play earlier in the season when Kittle was out and all that. What are your thoughts on this offensive line going forward, man? I mean, we're not going up against any juggernauts, but it looks like DeForest Buckner's making his comeback in this game, which is funny because in Jacksonville, the same thing happened with Armstead, and Armstead made a big play towards the end of that game to basically seal the deal for them. How do you think our offensive line is going to hold up, not just in this game coming, but in this one too as well, but and going forward? How concerned are you about our offensive line? I think they've been playing pretty well, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I think ever since they inserted Burford, I think they've gelled as a unit and took that step forward. Okay, all right, this is it. We're gonna run with this unit and make a push and make it the best that we can do. The play as a unit in total did improve with Burford. He's not perfect by all means. He's a little dinged up right now, but I do think he will be playing this week. And listen, if they could do what they do best, it seems like they're kind of transitioning to more of a gap scheme than more of the outside zone. They're doing the gap scheme with an inside zone look every now and then. Preferably this gap scheme when Robinson's in the backfield and the inside zone with McCaffrey. But I do think Kyle's building something. And I don't think you're gonna, because Kyle knows it's gonna take this offense is gonna have to become the juggernaut of this team. The offense, the special teams, that's going to help this defense get through, because the majority of the injuries are on the defensive side of the ball, right? Currently, Warner, Bosa, those are the two key cogs on defense that we're missing. The offense is pretty much back and healthy. Knock on wood, thank God. And I think they're kind of clicking. And I do think going forward, I think Kyle's going to ramp this offense back up. But what I do expect now in the push to the playoffs, I do think he's going to try to get that run game going. And I do think there's opportunities versus the Colts, even with Buckner back, where McCaffrey could have a decent day, in my opinion, on the ground carrying a ball. So, I mean, we'll see. I do think Kyle definitely has something up his sleeve for the playoffs, because he's going to have to really unleash this offense.
Unleash? I mean, we're scoring pretty well right now. I mean, what more do you guys want from the offense?
I think it's going to be. I think he's going to throttle this offense up in the playoffs. I really do.
You think that there's something else that they can tap into other than what we've seen already? I mean, we don't have Pearsall. We don't have
Pearsall right now. I think the goal is to ramp this offense up. And when I say ramp, it's not more production. I'm talking potentially different looks, to put more things on film for teams to have to worry about and scheme and have to prepare for, is what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
So, and that's the other reason, right? Maybe Burford is dinged up a little bit, but he can make this push to finish the season. And if they could win out, all right, that's 3 weeks. Ricky Pearsall on 3 weeks of rest, and then you had the bye week, that's 4. So now you're going into the first round of the playoffs, God willing, pretty much well intact. And you want to be well intact and healthy to make that run. And that's kind of why I was like, maybe they should push to win out and get that 1 seed. But, I mean, listen, it can go either way. But I do feel it's going to be – playing the Colts is going to be a good test for this team. I really believe that.
So you talked about, well rested. There's 2 ways to look at that for certain players in particular, right? Like you talked about Pearsall getting some rest, and maybe Burford even getting some rest and getting ready for it's either well rested, but the flip side is also rusty, right? Like we've seen players who have come off of a long stretch of rest, and then it's like, oh man, like they should have played probably another game or 2 before this one because they look a little rusty.
I think they looked pretty good last week coming off the bye.
Yeah. So that's what I want to tell you too. You're talking about ramping it up, right? So let's go back to the Cardinals game. The Niners put up 41 points. All right. You go to the Panthers game with 4 turnovers in that game, and the Niners still put up 20 points. I'm saying still because that's 4 opportunities. Even if it was just field goals, that's 32 points. Right? Then you go up against a really tough Browns team, and you put up 26. Then you go to the Titans, you put up 37. This team is scoring points.
Yes.
Like let's be real. Like they are putting up some points now that Brock is back and he's settled down. If he's not turning the ball over 2-3 times in a game, we're putting up minimum 26 points. So but it was also with CMC and Pearsall and Jennings and you know what I mean, and Kittle all out there. How much of a step back do you think we take without Pearsall? Like, who are the receivers that you're depending on in this upcoming game?
Well, it's going to be the next 3 up. It's going to be Jennings. It's going to be Bourne, Robinson. Who would be the 4th guy?
Sky Moore?
Oh, Sky Moore. Now, an interesting thing is, will they –
Nope. You can go ahead. Don't even ask about Watkins.
No,
Kyle's
not Watkins.
said it over and over. Oh, okay.
I mean, he might get a jersey this week, but he might dress this week. But I don't know if he's going to be in a rotation. He might play special teams, but isn't there another
You're asking about like on the current roster, like
Yeah, not on the current roster, on the practice squad.
all right. So here we go. Let me pull it up now.
Don't they have that special teamer?
So right now
His name.
there is he's out. He's on
He's a
IR.
veteran.
Oh, Jacob Cowing. Jacob Cowing is also like reportedly making his way back as well, correct?
Yeah, but they didn't open his window yet.
DeMarcus Robinson. Are you talking about DeMarcus Robinson?
DeMarcus Robinson, I have.
Oh, you said him already?
But right
Jordan
now,
Watkins.
it's gonna be Robinson. It's gonna be no order particular. Jennings, Bourne, Sky Moore, and then there's gonna be who's the special team receiver that they have on their roster on the practice squad.
On the practice
Oh, I would love to
squad.
see Javon Baker, but he's too. If Watkins can't make it and get reps on game day, Javon Baker's nowhere near it.
The practice squad guy is Jordan Watkins, isn't it? Or is he on the 53?
No, he's on their active
He's actually
roster.
on the 53, right?
Yes.
All right, hold on. Let me click this. Let me see. Hold on.
He's
Let's put it in order
he's
of
the special
position.
teams guy that keeps signing as a gunner. Unless he's not there no more, he might not be on the roster no more.
Yeah, I'm looking at the roster right here, and it says Bourne, Jennings, Moore, Pearsall, Robinson, and Watkins. Let me see if this shows a practice squad list. Special teams, reserves, practice squad. Here we go. Wide receiver, Javon Baker and Junior Bergen. I think you're thinking about Junior Bergen. Or is it Malik Turner?
Malik Turner, that's who might
There
get
you
brought
go.
up
That's who you're talking about, Malik Turner.
as a gunner to improve the special teams. Because now don't forget, because Green is out. Now Luter is going to be the starting corner, and now they're down a gunner. So the gunners would be Neal and Malik Turner.
Okay. All right. Now, last game, the Niners did something very, very unusual. Christian McCaffrey had one reception in that game, and that was easily his lowest game of productivity. And we still put up 37. I don't know if you recall, but prior to that, like the day before the game, there was like this Christian McCaffrey has a back injury, but it's no big deal. He's going to play. But he barely played. Let's be honest. Like he was out there, but he wasn't the guy like he has been all year long. Any concerns about McCaffrey and his back going forward?
No. I think this week will tell you a lot that he didn't miss any practice. I don't even think he was on the list, or unless he had a vet day. He might have had a vet day, but no reported injury on the list, I don't think, to my knowledge. But CMC has an opportunity to do another 1,000 and 1,000. I think Kyle's going to give him that opportunity. So, with that being said, I also think they're trying to get Robinson going as well a little bit to give CMC a slight break. But, I mean, listen, I want him to hit that 1,000. I really do. I really do. And then he's going to hit that, and then, God willing, Roger Craig gets into the friggin' Hall of Fame. I'll be happy. And that's all.
Roger Craig's his chances increase now that Phillip Rivers is back on an active roster. It's one less person that was a finalist now. Did you know that?
Yeah, but he went under the seniors, Roger Craig.
Right. Yeah. No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's still like I think it bumps his name back up in more regular conversation, though. I'm hoping it does. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
What's your biggest concern going into this game? Which let's start with the phase of the game. Is it obviously the run defense? Is it the defensive side of the ball that you're most concerned with?
Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned because that kid Warner from Penn State is a phenomenal tight end, and I'm gonna tell you a secret. Phillip Rivers scares the shit out of me. He's always scared the shit out of me because he's that type of competitor, and he will go. I swear to God, bro, you don't know Phillip Rivers, bro. Phillip Rivers has got a screw loose.
I know
years old.
Phillip Rivers.
The dude's 44 years old, slinging the ball around. The dude should be fucking coaching high school football like he was.
He was
He's back in the NFL.
Come on,
But
I am not afraid of
that
Phillip.
dude-
No disrespect at all, but stop it, Tony. Come on, bro.
No, that
What?
dude scares me, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's going to throw for 300, but he's that type of dude that's going to – he will hold the ball till something opens, and he'll make a throw, bro. I'm telling you, like, I've watched Phillip Rivers a lot, and I've seen him do it. And he's just that type of quarterback. He's one of those annoying, pesky son of a bitches that don't go away. And I'm not saying he's gonna have I'm not saying he's gonna go for over 300 with 5 touchdowns. By all means, no. But he's that type of dude where it's like a big 3rd and 12. He's gonna stand in the pocket and make a throw. And what I'm afraid of is those 2 safeties, whether it's constantly dropping interceptions that hit them right in their numbers. And I don't know. I'm just worried about those 2 safeties. That's all. Versus the run, great.
I would be concerned about Phillip Rivers if I thought he was going to be slinging it all up and down the field. I mean, I went back and I watched that game, and it was a lot of dink and dunk, short passes all over the place, and that plays into the benefit. Niners play great that way. Even the safeties play great if it's 15 yards or less. It's the deep shots that really worry me, and I don't think you have to worry about too much of that in this upcoming game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was Phillip's first game back. How's the arm feel? All right, can you handle a little bit more? I'm sure they're scaling Rivers and what he can do in that offense. So we're going to get some looks that we didn't see in that last game that they had. But if I got to be honest with you, man, I'm really, really not concerned with him, bro. I'm not concerned with him. I think that arm is a little. Listen, I went out and I was playing catch with my nephew, and I'm no NFL quarterback. Don't get me wrong. This was yesterday. I go out. My nephew got some new receiver gloves. He's like, Uncle Mike, can we go outside and throw the ball around? And I was slinging it around, and I felt absolutely fine. I'm like, oh shit, maybe I can do this. And here I am. I'm 42 now. Phillip Rivers is 2 years older than me, coming off of a 5-year hiatus, bro. I'm really not worried. I think Brock Purdy's got a stronger arm than Phillip Rivers right now. I'm not worried about that guy. I'm not worried about him.
You're missing the point. It's not the strength of his arm. It's the competitiveness in his head. And I'm telling you, he's that type of dude that's like, remember how Russell Wilson used to beat us? Like it was like 3rd and 12, everyone's covered, and he would just take it and run, and then the last minute stretch his arm out like that. I'm not saying that's how he's going to beat us, but I see him stepping up into a pocket and making a throw to like that. Like that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying he's got a rocket for an arm, but the dude is a fucking competitor. You ask remember when they used to do the top hundreds and they would talk like about Phillip Rivers and he was like graded like number 63 or whatever or something like that. And every fucking player would say the same thing. He's the competitor. He's the tough competitor, and he never goes away, and he's always a nuisance. That's Phillip Rivers, and that's just what I'm afraid of, right? Because what does he have to lose? He ain't playing after this year. He's there because of an injury. He's going to play balls to the wall, make throws, take shots, and that's that. But he's just that dude that does not go away.
I feel you. No, and you're right. And I think we're used to that because we've been having to play against Matt Stafford for the last couple of years, right? Like I think that's also who Matt Stafford is, right? That guy has absolutely no quit in him. If there's a play to be made out there, he's going to absolutely make that play. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how Stafford gives it up as well. So I do get what you're saying. But I think I am a little worried because, again, we only saw one game of Rivers. So you're right. And there's going to be a new aspect of this offense now that he's had more time to settle in. You know what I mean? He's got more time to work with his chemistry with those receivers and all that stuff. Let me say this. I am already on the record saying that the Niners are going to win 5 of their next 6. I said that, right? We've already won those 5. So this has to be the game that we lose in order for my prediction to come out right. So I'm not looking past the Colts, people. I don't want anyone out there to think that I'm not worried about the Colts because, if anything, I think it's going to be the game of Jonathan Taylor's life. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to pose a big, big threat. When you watch Jonathan Taylor run, Tony, is he a guy that breaks a bunch of tackles, or does he just find the hole and explodes through it? How is he against contact? Because the Niners miss a ton of tackles. But I think that also has to do with the attrition of the defensive line and the lack of depth that we had out there at that point. Now we're getting all these people back. Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, wait a minute now. Hold on a second. right? You don't have to go out there and play as a defensive lineman. You don't got to go out there and play 52 plays anymore. Now you can go down to 40, 44 plays because there's a healthy rotation of guys now coming in and out of that lineup. Maybe the tackling will be better, right? So what do you think about that? How do we contain a guy like Jonathan Taylor? Phillip Rivers is going to do his thing. He is, and he's going to create opportunities. He's not afraid to take a shot to deliver ball. Everything you said was 100% right. Anybody who disagrees with that just doesn't know Phillip Rivers. They don't know the heart. They don't know the mentality that guy has. So that's not what I was disagreeing with. I was more concerned about the physical stuff, and you're right. You were like, Mike, it's not the physical, it's the mental. So you're 1,000% right there. I'm not disagreeing with you there. How do you contain Jonathan Taylor? How do you stop that guy? You can't stack the box every play.
No, you're not going to stack the box. I think they're gonna come up and you got to wrap him. You got to swarm to him. You can't just do like what Dre Greenlaw does. He likes to throw his shoulder and just like launch himself. He's going to bounce off that. You got to wrap this dude. You got to stick him, and they got to have all red shirts fly to the ball, swarm, and that's the way they're going to play. If they play that way, I think they can contain him. I'm not saying he's going to go. He might run for 100 yards. He might, but you know what? Keeping him out of the end zone is what's going to be the crucial point. And you know. I think if they play that way with that mentality, and I think Saleh is pounding this into their head all week. Wrap. They got to do it. And that's that. The defensive ends got to play true to their assignments at the edge, can't give up the outsides. The inside, the three techniques or the four techniques, whatever the alignments they're in, they need to play sound assignment football. The safeties, they can't come for the kill shot. They got to wrap. You got to wrap this dude. So if they play that way, I think the Niners will be all right.
All right, so we're going to wrap this thing up soon. Zach just hit me up, and we're actually going to go an hour earlier than expected because he's got some stuff to do early in the morning. Something came up unexpectedly. So we don't have to wrap right now. We do have a super chat that we want to get to, and then I'm going to come back and visit you on that. I want to talk some more about this defensive line, all right? But here's the super chat here. Where's my audio for it? Delvin says here, we can win out and get the first seed, but the more important question is, can Brock Purdy beat Josh Allen in the Super Bowl in our house? And don't give me the whole, he doesn't play against Josh Allen, he plays against their defense. And by the way, that Bills defense is just as soft as ours. They are giving up a ton of points. They're giving up a bunch of yards. Fortunately for them, they got a quarterback that can do a little bit of everything. So he's keeping them in there. The Bills look like they're vulnerable as well. There's no clear, great team heading into this. I'm sorry, but there isn't. There isn't. As great as a scoring team and defensively as Seattle is, they turn the ball over 2 or 3 times a game as well. Right, as feared and as vaunted as the Rams are, they'll turn the ball over also. Sean McVay is a very emotional coach. He makes bad decisions because of emotions. Right, they just fired their special teams coordinator. Their special teams have cost them, if I'm not mistaken, every one of their 4 losses this year. Their special teams have had a major whiff in those games. Every single one of their losses, special teams have had a serious blunder in those games. There's not a single team that the Niners are going to play in the playoffs on either side of the AFC or NFC that actually puts fear in me. I'm not afraid of the Eagles. I'm not afraid of the Rams. I'm not afraid of the Seahawks. None. Those are the top teams, right? You're talking about the Bears. We'll see. We'll actually get a little preview of what it's going to look like if we have to go against them in the postseason, right? I'm not worried about the Bears, right? I think that Brock Purdy could go into that game against Josh Allen, and the offense will be just fine. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, the Buffalo had a big scare today with him. They thought I thought he was done. He had a foot injury or something like that. Holy shit! I thought they brought his ass right in the locker room. But listen, Josh Allen's biggest threat is his ability to run and throw the ball, and he'll wait till the last second. He'll approach that line of scrimmage and let it split. And if nothing's there, he'll take off and run. And he is a tough son of a bitch to bring down, and he's very tough especially when he has a full head of steam. So I think, I mean, they don't have the best wide receivers. I mean, who are their wide receivers right now? The kid from Florida State that they drafted a year ago. Khalif Shakir or something, the wide receiver from Boise State. They have like solid wide receivers, but I mean,
well,
if
so
the Niners,
they
I don't care
Keon
who the
Coleman's
quarterback
been
is. I don't care who the quarterback is. If the Niners cannot at least get pressure, screw the sack. If they can't get pressure and take a quarterback off the platform, it's going to be a long day for them no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they've got Keon Coleman. He's been in and out of the lineup because he's doing a lot of boneheaded stuff. That's the Florida State kid that you were talking about. They got Brandon Cooks, you know, the veteran out there. They got Gabe Davis that they elevated from their practice squad. They signed him back. Mecole Hardman is their other guy, and then you got Palmer. They have Khalil Shakir as well, and then Terrell Shavers are their wide receivers right now. Shavers is a rookie, he's got 1 year of experience, so this is his second year. Coleman, this is his third year. But yeah, so they've got a nice little blend of size, speed, strength, youth. Like they and the veteran guy out there. They have a solid wide receiving core, man. They do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if a quarterback doesn't have all day to throw against his defense, it's going to be an issue.
And that's the issue right there. We don't get to quarterbacks frequently enough. Bro, I was watching Red Zone today, and I swear every time an offense snapped the ball to make a pass, there was pressure on the quarterback. It just looked like every single time there was just more and more pressure, more and more pressure, more and more pressure. I just don't know what else the Niners can do to generate that pressure. I don't think we're much of a pressure team. I think we're going to rush for and drop everybody back and just hope that the coverage – because they do a lot of zone. They don't do a lot of man. They're struggling like in both zone and man. Like it's weird when I watch Niners games, man. I don't have a lot of confidence if you have a good team that likes to pass the ball. I don't have a lot of confidence.
I think this week you could see more man than zone for some reason. Because I think Luter's a better man cover corner than a zone cover corner. So with that being said, because the Green is going to be inactive this week, he's going to be starting opposite Lenoir. Lenoir could go both ways, zone and man. I would not be surprised if Saleh throws in a little bit more man looks versus the Colts because of, well, I mean, if they base it off of what they showed last week on film, just getting these guys face and don't let them get off the line of scrimmage, and then you could throw that whole offense off. But tomorrow, I think tomorrow's a great test for this team. This is a great test for this defense. I really do, and I'm excited to see it. I want to see how they respond, but I will stand firm with this. Brock Purdy does not have his greatest games on primetime games, and that is scaring the shit out of me. They win, but it's a lot of what did he just do? What did he just like where is he throwing at? I hope that's behind him. We're in December. We're making that playoff push. Christmas is next week. The present's here for the fans, and Brock Purdy's going to turn it up tomorrow night. I hope. But his history on primetime has been a little
Man, Brock is gonna be just fine. I'm putting all my chips on the table behind Brock Purdy right now, man. This guy he's been wheeling and dealing, and I think that the Monday night thing is just a coincidence. I really think it's just a coincidence. It's an ugly one because I'm sure that you can go out there and manipulate it. Well, Brock Purdy hasn't played well in games that the temperature is less than 32 degrees, right? And then you can all of a sudden see crazy numbers, right? Like there's people that go out there and do that kind of thing. Now, primetime games are charted individually because of what they are. They're primetime games, right? Like the whole nation's watching. And so it's what lasting impression does a guy leave on the nation? And that's where the Brock Purdy criticisms come from. But he's also had some good primetime games as well. He's had some good primetime games. He's had some bad ones, right? And I think what's sticking in everybody's mind is that game against the Ravens. Let's be honest, right? This kid went from MVP status to this is the bum that y'all were hyping up, right? Because most people hadn't seen him. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're a Colts fan and you're hearing, man, this guy Brock Purdy might be an MVP candidate, let's see what he's got. And then you turn on that Ravens game for that year, it's like, dude, what? Like, this is who y'all were talking about? And I think that stigma has just stuck with him as far as national perception. And that's what the issue is. It's the national perception. We've seen Brock Purdy do okay in primetime. We've seen it. We've seen Brock Purdy. I mean, I feel like every playoff game is primetime, is it not? We've seen Brock Purdy go out there and slice and dice. We've seen him come back from behind. Like, what are we talking about here?
We're talking regular season right now. It's regular season game, Monday night, Sunday night football. He has not been great. I mean, he hasn't been terrible every game, but he has not been great. Like, I think there's a difference between the Brock Purdy we see on Sunday, Monday night, and then the Brock Purdy we see on Sundays during the day. So I mean, we'll see. Like, I just hope whatever that issue was versus Carolina, you know, the incident, the problems he had with Baltimore. I think there was another game where he threw like two interceptions in the game, and they won at the last minute. I want to see that, like, go. Like, close that door, close that chapter, flip to the next chapter, and let's go. Let's get this offense humming. Let's get it where it needs to be. I want to see Purdy come out tomorrow. He doesn't have to throw for 500. Bro, give me 275 with 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns and let this offense do its thing. And that's what you want to see, consistency. You want to see execution. And I think that's what that's what hopefully we see.
Is this right? No, this isn't right. I don't know. I was trying to look up Brock Purdy's Sunday night football schedule. This is saying 23-11. That's a lot of games. I don't think he's played 34 Sunday night football games. He's barely played 34 football games in his career.
He's only been in the league 4 years?
Right. So like I this literally says Brock Purdy Sunday night football, and that's not accurate there. Someone in the chat says he's undefeated on Sunday night football. I don't know. Let me see here. Brock Purdy has never lost versus the Seahawks in his career. 5-0. Okay, all right. Well, that's something different. That's not what I was looking for. StatMuse win-loss record on Monday Night Football. Brock Purdy is 3-3 in his career on Monday Night Football. See, like, and that's the other thing, right? Everyone's like, "Oh, he's terrible. He's terrible." That's not true. He's not terrible. He's 50-50.
Look at the statistics. Prime time. It's not win-loss. Look at the statistics.
All right, so here we go. Brock Purdy is 50-50 wins and losses. All right, he averages 26 attempts and 18 completions, which is 68% completions. All right, he's got touchdown to interception ratio is, okay.
Exactly.
Is this right?
What is it?
Five touchdowns to 11 interceptions?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Holy fuck.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you that, but
oh shit. Hey man, whatever, man. But you know what this is though? This is the season of change, man. Not trying to be funny at all, but Brock Purdy and the 49ers, forget Brock Purdy for just a second, but the 49ers have been changing everything about them this year, right? It was, we were a run team. That's not necessarily the case. Like, our leading rusher is on pace to get just 1,000 yards, like just barely, like 1064 or something, like just barely over. Where the Niners are normally a team that'll run the ball for 2,000 yards a season plus 2,500 yards a season between their backs, right? That ain't happening this year. We're not there. So everything is changing. Man. Now y'all got me about to get in my bag, and I'm about to just call it a win straight up. Now I'm about to just call it a win because y'all about to make me upset. Y'all about to get me hyped. Y'all about to get me fired up. So I don't want to say that because, like I said, I did have this game as a loss in the 5 of 6. Bro, when I type in Sunday Night Football, it keeps showing me 23-11. How is that possible? That cannot be possible. This is not right. Yeah, they're saying he's got 61 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. Like, that can't be right.
So he's been in the league for 4 years. They probably averaged 4 Sunday or Monday night games.
This says 1, 2, 3. This is saying that there's 4 in 2022. Is that right? No, because 2023 they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, No. They have the entire month of October in here for 2023. They've got 2 games in November. No, this isn't right. That's not right. This site is all fucked up. This site's all messed up. These are not Sunday Night Football games. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. There's no way. So, oh well, it is what it is. Look, here's what I do know. Here's what I do know. The Niners are here to change some things up, man. And it's going to start with the defensive side of the ball. The offense is ready. The offense has played with a bunch of fill-ins and a bunch of substitutes all year long. The defense has played with a bunch of substitutes all year long. Like Kyle Shanahan said in his presser, the depth has been tested. These guys have experience, right? What I have for you is this. I said I was going to come back to it a while ago, and I'm going to do it, and we'll wrap this thing up here. There are people out there who have some expectations for Yetur Gross-Matos. And I expect him to be on the sideline eating sunflower seeds. That's it. I don't expect a fucking thing from this guy. Maybe this is me being tough on him. Maybe I'm just too hard on him. But this guy in 2 years with the Niners has missed 16 games, bro. He's missed an entire season worth of games in 2 seasons. I mean, why are people getting their hopes up for him? What and more importantly, what are real expectations for him, Tony? Help me out. Give me. I'll tell you what. Over under on 23.5 snaps for Yetur Gross-Matos in this game.
Over under 20. What did you say? 23.5?
23.5 snaps on the defensive side of the ball for him.
I would say under.
So that's my point. Like I'm just, and even if you
said
over,
I would say under this game and see how he performs as far as what his knee. Well, I don't even know what his injury is, but whatever his knee injury is, whatever his injury is, see how he performs and see how he responds, and then the next week, I guess they'll ramp him up more. But I could see him coming in on 3rd downs, but that's just about it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, man, because I don't want to take Farrell off the field on 3rd downs. I don't want to take Huff off the field on 3rd downs. So where are you putting them? You know, you're gonna take White out. You know what I'm saying? Like West, like who? Like that's really really tough, man. And so I just don't know how it's gonna look. He's just gonna be a part of a rotation. That's the way I see it, man. So
yeah, I mean, I think he would be like their NASCAR package, I guess, if you will, on 3rd and long situations, and come out with Huff, Davis, Farrell, and Samo, or rotate either Farrell and Gross-Matos, because Gross-Matos can line up inside, or Farrell's more of an outside guy. But I think Samo and Huff are more dangerous off the edge. So, I mean, it's how they feel. I don't know. You know, we're on the outside looking in. Don't forget that.
Right. Yeah. We don't have all the answers. We're just speculating here. Shout out to the Rams fan who finally came out of hiding, man. You guys were talking a lot of shit prior to that beatdown y'all took, and then you just vanished, right? I was really looking forward to seeing Jim out there and Rod. I wanted to see these guys popping back up in the chat. I thought maybe you guys would have the balls to show your face after the loss, and you didn't. You didn't. You guys sat around, you hid in the shadows, and then it's like, oh, we're going to pop out today, though. Oh, we're going to pop out the gate. This guy just said SoFi North. Like, you want to be the Niners so bad. And it's not even funny because no one has ever said SoFi North when referring to Levi Stadium. No one has ever said that. Not one person's ever said it. However, on national TV, those commentators said it. They said Levi South. I'm talking about on national TV, they've called it Levi South. So don't do it, bro. Don't do it to yourselves, man. I mean, I'm just saying, don't do it to yourself. But I am happy that you guys have popped your head out the ground. You know, the ostrich like gets scared and they poke their head in the ground. I'm glad you guys are out now. You guys got your big eggs and protect those eggs. You know, and we'll see what happens. So, and I'm hoping, Tony. Let me ask you this, and then we'll get out of here. All right, Rod. No, it's cool. I'm not saying you in particular. I just know that you're a Rams fan. I see you in here. All right. But Rams fans come in here a lot. Your guy Jim Everett talks a lot of shit in 49er streams. So he's kind of put the spotlight on you guys, and so people target you guys. So don't take it personal, Rod. But I will say this though, and then we'll wrap up here. My question is, if you had to pick 2 teams that you absolutely want to not just face in the postseason but beat in the postseason, Just pick 2 teams of all those teams that are bound for the playoffs. The Niners, again, punched their ticket today. The Rams are guaranteed a spot. And the Seahawks are officially guaranteed a spot. So I first want to applaud the NFC West. A lot of people had this written off as a division. As a division, right? People were like, yo, Sam Darnold ain't going to do shit. This is the Rams year. They're the only team that's going to come out of here. You got 3 teams from the one division guaranteed a spot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think that this has shown, even with the bum-ass Cardinals in our division, to be the best division in football in 2025. I don't care what anybody says. So shout out to all of them. That's all the respect I'm going to give you guys. But give me 2 teams that you want to face, and not just face, you want to beat them in the postseason. And I'm not jumping ahead. It's just the Niners have guaranteed. They've clinched their spot. They've guaranteed a playoff appearance. Who are the ones that you want to see? Only 2. Only 2. And you not only do you want to see him, you want to beat him. You want to beat him, man.
The Rams won. And the other one is tough. I
got mine. I got mine. You want me? I tell you what, I'll give you one. You gave me one. You said the Rams. I like that one. I'm saying the Eagles, but that's because of where I live. It's only because of where I live.
I was gonna say the Eagles. I'm glad you said it, but I was gonna say the Eagles. The next one. Oh man. Oh. Damn, bro, this is tough.
Right? Like, and I get the Rams. You know what? You know why I want the Rams? I'm gonna give you some time to think about it. Here's why I want the Rams, right? McVay and that team, again, emotionally charged. I knew that they were gonna beat us that game. I tried warning people, oh Mike, we just beat them last time. Listen, I'm gonna give an unpopular opinion, and as a Niner fan, I should never say this. The Niners should have lost both of those games against the Rams, or at bare minimum tied it. Sean McVay made an emotional decision to go for it in overtime on 4th and 1 while in field goal range. He could have kicked it, and he could have, you know what I mean, at least tied the game up. He made an emotional decision to go for it on 4th and 1, and the Niners got the stop. The first time the Niners stopped them for 1 yard all game long, and it just happened to be on that play. I think that was a smart decision, but I also think it was an emotional decision by McVay. Had it not been in overtime, and you have to absolutely get it to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had just done it earlier, it would have been different. That was a smart decision, but it was bad for the timing of where it was. In my opinion, the Niners should have tied that game or lost it because, you know, that's how it played out. The Niners jumped out to an early lead in that game, and the Rams rallied. They had all the momentum on their side. They had all the momentum on their side, bro. And so that was just a weird game, right? He said if Kyron doesn't fumble at the goal line, that first game is probably over. Yeah, like the stars were just aligned for the Niners in that game. Now, fumbles happen. Teams cause fumbles. Like, that's part of football. So I'm not going to discredit Alfred Collins, who was the guy that got his club in there and knocked that joint out, right? I don't want to discredit the Niners.
Literally.
Like, we just don't show up. You know,
Literally.
like we show up, right? But that decision at the very end in overtime is one that haunts McVay. And I said it going into the next game. I said, McVay is not going to let that shit happen. He's not going to let that happen again. He's going to come out here. He's going to make a statement. I mean, and you saw them mocking the bump box thing in the locker room. I mean, you saw how McVay was just fired up. They went up two or three scores on us, and he's out there on the field like chest bumping his guys. He doesn't turn up like that for every opponent. But there's something about him versus the 49ers and Kyle that he just takes to a next level. He takes it personal. And so I do want to see and beat them in the postseason. We're 1-1.
Wow.
I feel like they have maybe been the best team both times we played them, but it is what it is. So I do like that. Have you come up with a second team yet, Tony?
Obviously, it's either Seattle or, because you said the Eagles, the Bears need to be put in place.
So okay. So I was thinking about those two teams also, and here's why I didn't say them. We got to play them both one more time this year. And so it's like this, right? If we go out and we beat Seattle, which I expect us to do,
which I don't like.
Really?
I don't like playing them twice. It's hard to beat a team once.
Oh, I love playing them twice. If we have to cross paths with the Bears again, I absolutely love our odds. I love our odds. I think that this coaching staff, that's the difference between us and them, right? This coaching staff makes phenomenal adjustments. You're not going to get us the same way the second time, especially if it's a struggle game or a loss, right? Like division games, you got to take it out. You got to take out division games. You got to take that out because they just go however. They go however, right? The Niners have a better record against the Rams with Kyle Shanahan than they do than the other way, right? So we have that. But then when that year that we played the Rams and they went on to the Super Bowl, right? Like McVay wanted that. We had swept them in the regular season that year, right? It's split now. So now let's settle it. Let's settle it once and for all. We got one. Y'all got one. Let's settle it. That's why the Rams, to me, have to be on that list. So I like that pick for you. The Bears, though, there's a part of me that almost like, you guys have overachieved. And I think to an extent the Niners may have also overachieved as well, right? Just a little bit. But that goes because of the strength of schedule and who we played, right? The Niners had the easiest schedule going into the 2025 season. There wasn't a question about it. And I told people, hey, listen, we're going to accidentally win 10 games and make it to the postseason. I said that before we played our first game. And sure as shit, here we are, 10-plus wins, and in the postseason. That's just where we are. But that Bears team, I think they may have maybe overachieved just a little bit. I mean, did you guys see that game the other night? Did you see that Bears game? Did you see that finish to that game, that bomb? Like, bro, what? Like, I just think that they're overachieving just a little bit. So it is a thing. But I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks because they're in our division, but only if we lose to them in Week 18. If we lose to the Seahawks, I want to see them again in the postseason. That's why I want to see the Rams, and I just hate the Eagles. So those are my two teams. I want the Rams and Eagles. But if we lose to Seattle in the last game of the year, I want to play them again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, that game was great. Caleb Williams just said, hey, ball on me. I cannot believe that throw that he made last night to end that game, bro. Like, what?
It all comes down to LaFleur choking and being a horrible play caller. I'm telling you.
Here's my timer.
I'm telling you, even like if they did was 3rd and 6, you don't throw a fucking 2-yard bubble screen to the left, right? Try to run it. Try to let the kid try to run with his legs and try to pick up the first down. If not, then you go for the field goal. Try to go past the sticks. Like, try to get the first down.
What was the outcome of that play?
They tackled him for a 2-yard gain and they kicked the field goal. So no matter what, even if he threw an incomplete pass, if he caught it and picked up 5 instead of 6, or 6 instead of 7, if he ran for 7 and picked up the first down, the clock is running. You're keeping possession. You're not throwing a friggin' 2-yard tunnel screen and wind up going out of bounds and stopping the clock. So that's where I'm at with that whole scenario, with that whole sequence of play call. Dude, you're up. You have the ball. You're in positive field. You have positive field position. Either let the kid scramble and try to pick up the first down with his legs. You keep the ball running. You keep the clock running, or you throw a pass past the frickin' sticks or right in front of the sticks, and they could try to reach it. Like, why would you do that and they were in man coverage. Like, they were there. Like, I don't know. LaFleur is
and again, we had this discussion off screen or in the chat, but again, following that series, they had a 4.8% chance of losing that game. Like, it was, I know you don't like the decision, but it was the right decision, bro. You kept the time running, right? You kept the clock running because it was a completed pass, and you got the points. They had the Bears had, the Bears. Was it the Bears?
No, the Packers had the ball.
The Packers.
Yeah.
The Packers had a 4.8% chance of losing that game, bro, after they kicked that field goal.
They lost.
They did. That's why it was 4.8 and not 100% guarantee for win. You know what I'm saying? Not 0% chance of losing. That's all I'm saying. It's like, it was just one of those things where, like, you know, the onside kick conversion, like, it was just a lot of shit that went wrong in order for them to lose that game. I think it's hindsight and revisionist history that makes you have that opinion, bro. It was a safe throw. It completed it, kept the time running. You got the points.
No.
All right, here we go, guys.
He went out of bounds. The clock.
He went out of bounds?
Yes.
He didn't stop the clock. Oh, I thought
that's why I'm saying.
Okay.
Why are you attacking the edges? Let him run.
Yeah, it should have stayed in the middle to run more time off the clock. Yeah. I didn't know they went out of bounds.
Even if they did not get the first down, the clock would still run, and you're still kicking the field goal and getting 3 points. Be more aggressive on your third down play call. That's where I'm at. I'm not saying go for it on 4th and down and forget the points. No. I'm saying be more aggressive on 3rd and 6.
You got to keep the clock running, no matter what. You got to keep the clock running.
Because now, guess what? If they get that first down, it's a different story. They don't win.
Well, that's why I asked you what happened, and you said they tackled him. So I thought they tackled him in bounds. I don't remember how the play ended. I know they didn't convert, and I know they got the field goal.
They tackled him like he was going out of bounds.
Gotcha.
So they stopped the clock, and then they brought the field goal guys out, and they kicked the field goal.
That was the only mistake. You let the
which I don't care. I'll
it.
take the 3 points, but you have a hold down, and all you got to do is pick up 7. It's not 14. It's 6 or 7 yards. Come up with a better play call. Come on, man.
Yeah. And that bare minimum, like you said, keep the clock running, bro. You got to keep the run. Don't play the edges. Like, how do you have a bubble screen and then you don't run it back inside? So that means that it was a screen. They ran it towards the sideline.
Well, because they were in man.
Right there.
They had twins to the top of the screen, and they were in man. So the front guy jammed them, and the other guy came and swooped up and tackled them.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was.
All right, man.
I don't know.
We're not going to drag this thing out anymore. We got a pregame show to do tomorrow. We got halftime shows. We're going to be live on Patreon for the duration of the game, so make sure you guys get there as well. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. Now, I know it's going to be on a national broadcast, but we still have way more fun than what they have nationally, so make sure you guys get there. Patreon.com/NB9ERS is the place to be. All right, you guys see it right there on your screen. Please, please, please make sure you guys show up there. Show some love. Show some support for your boys. We have a fun time over there. Tony, any final thoughts, man? Let's wrap this thing up. I'm going to get ready to do the show with Zach. I don't know if you want in or not. Did you feel like doing that show? I doubt it. You sound like you're in pain over there, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I got to relax.
All right.
Gotta
with it, man. Go ahead.
Leg.
Give me some final thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't put your business out there. A lot of people have been asking what's been going on with you, where you've been, and all that stuff. I still to this day have not told anybody.
Died. I got in a really bad car accident. But
he's chuckling, but this dude is legitimately blessed to be here right now. I'm not even kidding. I saw pictures of the car, guys. I'm telling you right now, this guy is blessed to be here.
Truck, not even a car.
Yeah, well, it looked like a fucking car when it was done. Like, it's the size of a Corvette. Like, oh my God, man. Like, jeez. So I'm very happy that you're healing up, man. I know you're going to be going through some aches and pains, but you know that's better than the other outcome. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm happy you're here, man. Still praying for a happy healing. Health coming back to you, bro. So I'm glad you're here. It's not my spot to put your business out there. So give us your final thoughts, though, man. I don't know if you're going to join for the pregame show or not tomorrow. So go ahead and lay it all out here.
I can join for the pregame. What was I going to say? Yeah, excited for tomorrow's game. Big game. Great test for the 49ers. Great running team. Solid defense. Good skill positions they're going to have to defend. It's a good test. And I'm glad they get to face a team like this. With a quarterback who has nothing to lose, that's a fierce competitor, and he's going to test. I think he's going to test the Niners as much as Mike don't think so. I think he's going to test them, but yeah,
I got it as a loss.
Huh?
I hear you. I got it as a loss, by the way.
Yeah, but you had it as a loss before the injuries, right?
And I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it being a loss.
You had it as a loss before he went down, right?
Before Jacobs went down? Daniels. Jones. Daniel Jones. I said Daniel Jones. Yeah. Yes, I had this one as being a loss. Yeah. This was my 6-1. Yep.
Now, I will say this. Being that they're without their 2 starting tackles, and you have
don't hype yourself up. The Niners never take advantage of offensive linemen being out. Don't even hype yourself up. We'll have no sacks in this game either.
You have a non-mobile quarterback.
Stop it, Tony. You saw last game. We got notes. Who did we play last game?
I just want to see if they can generate any sacks. That's all. That's what I'm going to be looking for.
This is cute. I'm not even trying to like it, and I say that with all respect. That is not meant to be disrespectful at all, bro. Like, do you know who we played last game? Like, bro, what? We played the Titans last game. We had no sacks in that game, bro. Not one.
Ran away from sacks. Phillip Rivers is not going to do that.
All right. I cut you off in the middle of your final. I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up. I'm going on mute. Go ahead.
Why? You didn't think Cam Ward ran away from sacks?
I'm not saying that he didn't. We just don't get sacks, bro. We get 1.2 sacks every other game. Like the Niners are averaging 0.7 sacks a game, bro.
It's hard to get a sack versus a guy who could run. I mean, the Niners have been. That's been the kryptonite of the Niners for years to stop a mobile quarterback. So,
Rodney, we're going live in 10 minutes. I'll answer this question there, I promise. But go ahead, finish your final thoughts. I'm sorry, I apologize. That was my bad.
I just want to see the game tomorrow and see how they respond and how they play. That's all I got. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. Listen,
congratulations for all the injuries that the Niners have sustained, and still managed to get 10 wins and maybe hopefully 11 tomorrow. And they secured a playoff spot. So
I am beyond proud of the San Francisco 49ers team this year, guys. We have been battle tested, and I saw, oh man, I just want to say this really quick too. I saw some ugly injuries today. Quishon Judkins, I hate saying his last name. I feel like it's like nasally to say Judkins. He broke his leg. There was an offensive lineman that also broke his ankle or his leg today. I hate seeing the injuries go around the NFL, and us Niner fans are no strangers to it. We are no stranger to it. I think that other than us, there's one other team. Who was it? Like the Eagles or something like that? There's one other team that has as many injuries as we do. Washington. That's what it is. It's Washington. I mean, they lost 3 guys on their final defensive drive. Did you see that? On their final defensive drive, they lost 3 players. Washington did. Yes, bro. Like it was against the Eagles. Yeah, it was terrible, man. I never want to beat a team because they're injured. That's not how I'm wired. I never want to see that. I hate seeing teams go through it. But just for everybody who's gone down, everyone who's fallen, man, shake that shit off, heal up, and reclaim your spot in history, man. Reclaim your legacy. Don't let an injury be the thing that stops you, man. All right. So then that's all around the league. That's not just 49ers, man. We've endured our injuries early on. I'm knocking on wood. And here we are rebounding and gaining some guys back while other people out there are still losing people. So I hate to see it. My final thoughts are this, man. Health, wealth, and prosperity for everybody. And may the best team win. That's what I got for you guys. I'll be back with you guys shortly. Like I said, less than 10 minutes. We're going to be live. So don't lose this channel, guys. Lock in, subscribe. Hit that like button, turn on the notifications, and subscribe. We'll be right back in a few, all right? That's going to do it for us today, man. Tony, you ready to go home?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful.
We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey. See, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure.